In this animation, we are going to study the Doppler effect. And what we see is a sound source at the center of the screen, and it's showing us how the sound is propagating out in all directions. The lines represent the regions of high pressure, and then we have an observer on the left, observer B, and we have an observer A on the right. And what we're going to do is we're going to see what happens when the sound source actually moves in either direction. And so let's focus for the first time looking at observer A, and I'm going to make the sound source move to the right. And notice what happens to these wave fronts. They're going to actually get closer together, and so we can see what happens to the frequency. So notice in here that they're very close together. And over here, they're further apart. Now once the source stops moving, then the sound goes back to the way it was before. Let's observe that again. I'm going to have the sound source move towards observer B, and let's focus on the wave fronts here. We'll look at how they get closer together, and then on the other side, how they get further away. So here the sources are very close together, and over here they're further apart. We'll see it again. And so as the sound source moves towards the observer, the frequency at which that observer hears the sound it's a higher frequency. Those waves get to the observer more quickly, and so every time they see a wave front, that's telling us how often that the sound is getting there, so that what the frequency of the sound is. So when the sound source is moving towards the observer, you get a higher frequency. Here they're coming quickly. 1, 2, 3, very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over here they're coming slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once it stops, then we get the same sound source. So the Doppler effect is basically a situation where when a sound source is moving, an observer who is having the sound source moving towards them hears a higher frequency, and an observer who has the sound source moving away hears a lower frequency. And so this is one example. There's other examples of the Doppler effect, but this is just one demonstration.